This conference will now be recorded.
Fine, guys. So, take last Saturday, some people attended the introduction class, and take the Saturday's class as class one. Class one. In the class one, what we discussed, guys? We discussed introduction to Power BI. So, what we explain is Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares we discussed. And what are the different softwares you have in Power BI? I written here. And what each software will do, we even discussed this. This Power BI softwares are used to analyze the business data by implementing the business intelligence process. And what are the different softwares you have in Power BI? What each software will do, we discussed. And even in the introduction class, I explain about the architecture of Power BI. When you go here, this is the Power BI architecture. I said that the major software in Power BI is Power BI Desktop. This is the place where we will do the development work. And in the Power BI Desktop, you have Power Query for doing the ETL work, Power Pivot for creating a OLAP model, Power View for creating the reports and visuals. Once you develop the reports and visuals, you want to share them with the clients. To share them, you need to publish it to either Power BI service or report server. From there, you need to share with the clients. We clearly see the flow of work in Power BI. So instead of talking theoretically, let's start practicals. So when you go and join in the company as a Power BI developer, where we will start our work, we'll start our work in Power BI Desktop, guys. When we start joining in the company, where our work will start is Power BI Desktop. The major software in Power BI is Power BI Desktop. It's a development software. 80 to 90% of the time, developer will work in Power BI Desktop only. Today, the agenda for today's class is, today is class 2. Class 2. The agenda for today's class is, first few minutes, we'll try to understand how to install the Power BI Desktop software. How to install Power BI Desktop software. So if you install Power BI Desktop software, then only we can start working it, guys. Working on it, right? First, let me explain how to install Power BI Desktop software. To install Power BI Desktop software, first I need to download it, right? Open any web browser, either Chrome or any web browser. Open Google and search for Power BI Desktop software download, guys. Search for Power BI Desktop software download. Let me go and open a, so open Google and search for Power BI Desktop software download. When you just search it, you'll get the first link, guys. Download Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Open the link. You can find the software here. Download Power BI tools. Whatever the softwares you have in Power BI, you can download it from here. You don't bother about all other softwares. We'll discuss them. For now, I need to download what? Power BI Desktop. Don't go to the download. Go to the advanced download options. Right click on it. Open this link. Advanced download options. When you go there, it will open a new link. It will open a new page where you can find Microsoft Power BI Desktop, guys. So you can go here, choose the language.
Sunil, sorry, I lost you for last 30 seconds. Could you please tell again how to go to this link?
You will
Power
get a
BI Desktop.
video. Once after the class, you will get a video.
Sure,
So you
sure.
can even go through the video. Fine,
Okay.
guys. So just when you go to that link, so I'll copy this link. Once after the class, I'll even share this notepad also with you. In that notepad, you can find the link. When you directly copy that link, when you paste that link in the web browser, directly you can go to the page where you can download the Power BI Desktop software, guys. Now, once you go to this page, you want to choose the language, click on download. As soon as I click on download, it will give the two set of files to you, two executable files. One is 64-bit software, another one is 32-bit software. Every software will come with two different versions, 32-bit and 64-bit. Now, which one I need to download? Whether I need to download 64-bit or whether I need to download 32-bit here. So here, now let's talk about prerequisites to install Power BI desktop software. Now we are going to discuss prerequisites. Prerequisites to install Power BI desktop software. Power BI desktop software. I want to install Power BI desktop software in my laptop, guys. Or else I want to install Power BI desktop software in my company's desktop. Somewhere I want to install it. So when you install it, there are some prerequisites. What are the prerequisites is? First prerequisite is operating system. Operating system. So on which operating system we can install Power BI desktop is? Power BI desktop will support only Windows operating system. Windows operating system. It will not support a Mac, it will not support Linux, Unix. Other than Windows, it will not support any operating system. So if you have Windows 7, okay, you can install, or Windows 8, you can install, or Windows 10, you're good to install, guys. So when we install Windows operating system in our laptop, sometimes we'll install a Windows 32-bit OS. So I install which one in my laptop? Windows 10. Which bit I install here is Windows 10 64-bit operating system I install. Windows software also comes with 32-bit software as well as 64-bit software. I install 64-bit software. So Windows software also comes with both 32-bit Windows operating system. Windows OS also comes with 32-bit as well as 64-bit, guys. 64-bit. So if your laptop contains, for some reasons, if your laptop contains 32-bit OS, you need to install Power BI desktop 32-bit software, guys. Power BI desktop software, which bit you need to install? 32-bit. So 32-bit OS can support only 32-bit softwares. My laptop contains 64-bit OS, right? I can go and install Power BI desktop software 64-bit. It can support both 64-bit. It can even support 32-bit also. 64-bit softwares will support 32-bit software as well as 64-bit software. When your Windows is 64-bit OS, recommended is install 64-bit Power BI desktop software. So both will contain same options, guys. Whether it is Power BI desktop 32-bit software or whether it is Power BI desktop 64-bit software, you'll find same options. Only difference is 64-bit softwares will perform better when compared to 32-bit softwares. Here, you just in my laptop, I have Windows operating system 64-bit operating OS. Which one is best to download here? Power BI desktop software 64-bit. So I just want to go and download it. Check this box. Check this box. For some reasons, if you have 32-bit OS in your laptop, then which one you need to download? This one you need to download. So I have 64-bit. I selected this. Click on next. As soon as I click on next, the software will start downloading. It's a lightweighted software. It will download within less than a minute, guys. So fine. This is first prerequisite, operating system. So to install Power BI desktop, we need to have some other softwares in our laptop. Second software we need to have is .NET Framework software. Framework 4.7 or later version. 4.7 or later version. This is the second software you need to have in the laptop to install Power BI desktop software. The third software we need is Internet Explorer software. Internet Explorer IE. In short, we call it as IE software. Which version is 9 or later version? 9 or later version. Later version. So IE is nothing but this one, guys. IE, this software. So if you have these three softwares, majority of our laptops will have the Windows operating system. Already when you install Windows 10, you'll get .NET Framework software also. You'll get IE software also. Majority of our laptops, 99% of our laptops will contain these three softwares already installed. So when you have these three softwares already installed in your laptop, no one will stop you to install this Power BI desktop software. For some reasons, if any one of the software is not there, it is not. Take an example, I have a MacBook. I cannot go and install the Power BI desktop. I need Windows OS. So in my laptop, for some reasons, I don't have .NET Framework. So when you try to install Power BI Desktop, it will throw error. For some reasons, I don't have Internet Explorer. So when I try to install Power BI Desktop, it will not allow. If you have these three softwares, you are good to install, guys. So as I said, majority of our laptops will contain these three softwares. Just go blindly to the web, and download the software. Once you download, the software will come to the downloads folder. I downloaded it, start installing it, guys. So how to install it is, even installing the Power BI software is a straightforward installation. No configuration required. Just once you download the executable file, software file, double click on it. When you double click on it, software will start installing this. Even installing the software will not take much time. You want to just choose the language here. Choose the language and click on next. It is asking, do you want to make changes to your system? Click on yes. So installation process will start now. So it is just next, guys. No configuration required. It doesn't take much time. Let's wait. So the installation process was started. Just click on next. Accept licensing terms and conditions. Click on next. It is installing in a default path called C drive. Click on next. Do you want to create a Windows shortcut? So you have Chrome shortcut, GoToMeeting shortcut. Same way, do you need Power BI Desktop shortcut here? To open the software, it is easy for us. Let it create. Click on install. So it is installing the Power BI Desktop software, and it will create one shortcut for us to access the software. Let it install. Everyone, please install the software today itself. If you are getting any issues while installation, you can send a WhatsApp message. You can take the screenshot. For some reasons, if you are getting any error while installation, so just send the screenshot to this mobile number. I'll help you. This is my mobile number. I have WhatsApp on the same number. So while installation, if you got any error, send a screenshot. I'll help you. Please install the software today itself. Look at this. You have successfully installed Power BI Desktop software, guys. Power BI Desktop software. Click on finish. When I click on finish, it will open the software. Launch Microsoft Power BI Desktop. So automatically, when you click on finish, it will open the Power BI Desktop software. If you observe, you got the shortcut also here. And I don't want to open the software automatically. Uncheck this. Click on finish. So you successfully install the software. I'll open it myself. I'm pasting the mobile number in the chat window. You can copy it from there, guys. You can copy it from there. Fine. Now, okay, you install the software successfully. Now let's start working on Power BI Desktop software practically now. Before we start working on Power BI Desktop software, what we will do is we'll try to understand what is Power BI Desktop. Let's define Power BI Desktop into one line. So we need to start learning Power BI Desktop. So first, before we start learning Power BI Desktop, first of all, let's understand what is Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop is a development software in Power BI. So Power BI Desktop is a development software in Power BI. Development software in Power BI, guys. So okay, it's a development software. What we will do? So Power BI Desktop is used to extract the data from any kind of data source. Extract the data from any kind of data source. Or else, let me write like this. Power BI Desktop is used to prepare the data, comma, model the data, and visualize the data. So in Power BI Desktop, what are the work we can do, guys? Power BI Desktop is used to prepare the data, model the data, and visualize the data. It will do three works. And we know that when we install Power BI Desktop software, internally Power BI Desktop contains how many softwares in it? When you install Power BI Desktop, you'll get three more softwares internally. One is Power Query, second one is Power Pivot, third one is Power View. In the Power BI desktop, what are the works we'll do is prepare the data. First one is preparing the data. Preparing the data, also call it as doing the ETL work is ETL. Where we will do the ETL work? In Power Query. Power Query. Second work we'll do in Power BI desktop is what? Model the data. Model the data, we also call it as creating an OLAP model. Where we will create an OLAP model? Power Pivot. Power Pivot will create an OLAP model. And third one is visualize the data. Visualize the data is nothing but creating the visuals case. Visualize the data is nothing but creating the visuals. Where we will create the visuals? In Power View. This is the definition of Power BI. If someone asks you Power BI desktop, what is Power BI desktop? Power BI desktop is a development software in Power BI which is used to prepare the data, model the data, and visualize the data. For doing each work, have a separate softwares in Power BI. Okay. First, for today's class, the next section we'll discuss about is we install the Power BI desktop and we seen what we will do in Power BI desktop. First, we'll start learning one by one software. First software in Power BI desktop is what? Power Query. Today we will try to understand a complete overview of Power Query software. What is Power Query software? What we will do with Power Query software, we'll discuss today. So today's topic is overview of Power Query software, guys. Overview of Power Query software. Fine. Before we start working on Power Query software, let me explain where do we have Power Query software. If you want to open Power Query software, first you want to open what? Power Query software is available where? In Power BI desktop. You need to open it. If you want to open it, double click on the software. When you double click on the software will start opening this. Let it open. It will not take much time. Let it open. For the first time, when you open the Power BI desktop software, you'll get a welcome screen or start screen. Whatever the screen you are seeing, the screen we call it as welcome screen or start screen. So in the welcome screen, you will get a welcome screen. I open Power BI desktop software. So in this screen, in the right hand side, we can access the help documents. What's new in Power BI? Power BI blogs, Power BI forums, Power BI tutorials. You can access help related documents from here. You can even access help related documents once you close it. Once you close it, there is an option called what here? Help. You can even access help documents from here. Okay, fine. The next one is the middle section is you can sign in, guys. In the middle section, we can sign in. Why we need to sign in? So in Power BI desktop, we need to sign in. Why we need to sign in, you guys will understand in the coming classes, in 1 or 2 classes. Once you even close this, you can even sign in from here. You can even sign in from here. And in the left hand side, you can use it for getting the data into Power BI or connecting to the recent sources. Once you close this, you can even find get data. You can even connect to the recent sources. On the whole, what I'm trying to explain is this screen, whatever options you have, you can see all the options once you close this screen also. This help documents, you can find it here. Sign in section, you can even find it here. Getting the data into Power BI, you can even find it here. So whatever you can do in the start screen, you can do it once you close it. So just close this screen. We're not going to develop anything here, just close this. Once you close this, by default, Power BI desktop contains 3 views, guys. One is report view, second one is data view, third one is model view. When I hover there, you are seeing the names report view, data view, and model view. By default, when you open, you'll be landing in the report view. This view is nothing but report view. Okay, guys, we successfully opened the Power BI desktop software. It is simple, right? Now, we know that Power BI desktop contains 3 softwares in it. You need to understand where do we have Power Query software, and in Power Query software, how to do the ETL, we need to understand first. For today's class, we'll try to understand this. And once you understand about Power Query, then in the Power BI desktop, where do we have Power Pivot software? And using Power Pivot software, how to create a OLAP model, we need to understand. And then once you understand, you need to understand where do you have Power View software in Power BI desktop, how to create the visuals using them, you need to understand, guys. Power BI desktop contains 3 softwares in it. Let's try to understand about each software and what we will do there. First, we'll start with Power Query, and in Power Query, how to do the ETL, we'll discuss. Fine. How to open Power Query software? Before we open Power Query software, let me define Power Query software in one line. What is Power Query? What we will do in Power Query? Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. ETL software in Power BI. So Power Query is used to extract the data. Power Query is used to extract the data from any kind of data source. Extract the data from any kind of data source. See, in Power BI terminology, when you join in the company as a Power BI developer, the company will, I join for one ABC company. That ABC company might store their business data sometimes in files, sometimes in databases. When you join in the company, for a Power BI developer, they will give some data either in the databases, either in the file systems. So whatever the data client is going to provide, if your client provided the data in the SQL Server, here SQL Server is nothing but data source, guys. In Power BI terminology, from where we are taking the data into Power BI, we call it as what? Data sources. From where we are taking the data into Power BI, always you need to talk with the name called what? Data sources. So when you join in the company as a Power BI developer, client will give data sources wherever they are storing the data. If they are storing the data in the Excel is a data source for that company. If they are storing the data in SQL Server is a data source. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, sometimes they will store all their business data in one data source itself. They'll give the data source. They'll ask you to create reports and visuals. Sometimes some subset of business data will be stored in one data source. Some other subset of business data will be stored in another data source. They will ask you to create the reports together on both the data sources. Right, fine, okay. So Power Query have a capability to extract the data from any kind of data source. Let them store in any place. I can bring the data. This Power Query can connect to any kind of data source, whether it is a cloud related data sources, file systems, or databases, wherever it is. It can connect, it can extract the data. Power Query is used to extract the data from any kind of data sources and transform the data. Transform, one second, guys. What is happening? Transform the data as per the reporting needs, as per the reporting needs. What it means. I'll write first definition and I'll explain. It will transform the data as per the reporting needs and loads the data into PowerPoint. Guys. This is what a Power Query software will do. Power Query software will go and connect to the data source. It will extract the data. If required, it will transform the data. I said that sometimes data in the source system will be in one format here, and client will be expecting the same data in another format here. In the reports or visuals, they will expect in another format, right? So when the data in the source is in one format, and when client is expecting the data in the reports in another format, you need to bring the data to Power Query. In the Power Query, you need to transform the data, how you need to show in the reports. Power Query have the capability to transform the data as per your reporting needs. However, they want the data here. Whatever the format is there in the source, it can bring it. And once after bringing it, whatever the format client is expecting to see, into that format it will transform and it will load the data to the Power Pivot, guys. So there we will build a OLAP model. Okay, we'll see it about Power Pivot. Now let's see how to work with Power Pivot. We know what ETL stands for, guys. ETL stands for extract, transform, load. ETL full form is extract, transform, load. So let's practically see it. You define it theoretically here. Let's see practically how to open Power Query. From Power Query, how to connect to a data source, how to bring the data into the Power Query, and then how to transform the data as per the reporting needs, and how to load the data to the Power Pivot. I'll explain now. So to open Power Query, so you need to know where do you have Power Query. You need to go to Home tab. You need to click on Transform Data, guys. To open Power Query, go to Home tab, click on a button called Transform Data. When I click on Transform Data, it will open Power Query software. It will open Power Query software. Opening Power Query, guys. How? Home tab, click on transform data. You need to click on transform data. As soon as you click on transform data, just observe what happens here. As soon as I click on transform data, it will open a new window called Power Query Editor window. Previously, I'm here, guys. I'm here. Previously, I'm here. In the home tab, I just click on what? Transform data. As soon as I click on transform data, it open a new window with the name called Power Query Editor window. This is the window where we can do complete ETL work. Microsoft team, what they did is they given a separate window called Power Query Editor window to do the ETL work. So click on close and apply. Now I have only one window here. I'm not having two windows here. If you want to do the ETL work, I want to open Power Query. How to bring the Power Query? Just go to home tab, click on transform data. As soon as I click on transform data, it will open the Power Query software. It will give you the new window. Previously, I have only this window. So as soon as you click on transform data, you got what? Second window. This window is for what purpose, guys? To do our ETL work. To do our ETL work. Okay. So it got open the window. So the window name is Power Query Editor window or UI, user interface. User interface. User interface. So Power Query Editor user interface. In short, you can call it as UI. In short, you can call it as UI, guys. So this is the UI. This is the place where we can perform ETL activities. This is the place where we can perform all our ETL activities. Okay, right? Now, so in the ETL, what is the first one, guys? Extracting the data from data sources. Then transforming the data as per the reporting needs and loads the data into the PowerPoint. This is the three works we want to do as part of ETL, right? First, let me explain how to extract the data. One thing you need to understand. So Power Query Editor contains lot of GUI options. To do ETL, we no need to write single line of code. To perform ETL activities in Power Query, we no need to write single line of code. We need to use GUI options what are available in the Power Query software. This contains, when you go to transform tab, lot of options. Each option, we call it as a GUI option, guys. Lot of options are there. In the home tab, you have some options. Transform tab, you have some options. Add column tab, you have some options. Each option is a GUI option. We will do the complete ETL work using these GUI options only. We don't write any code. Let me show you. Right? So this Power Query Editor UI contains hundreds of GUI options. Power Query Editor UI contains hundreds of, not one or two, hundreds of GUI options. That GUI options will help me to do the ETL activities, guys, to perform the ETL activities. I don't need to write the code. Okay, fine. So first I joined for one ABC company. That company is storing some business data in Excel, some business data in the SQL Server. That company is storing the data in two different places. My client provided both of them and they're asking to create the reports on both Excel data and SQL data together, SQL Server data together. First thing what I need to do is, into the Power Query, I need to bring the data from Excel. Whatever the data I need for analysis, I need to connect to the Excel, I need to bring it. Whatever the data I need for analysis, I need to connect to SQL Server, I need to bring the data. Once I bring the data, then I need to transform the data, then I need to load the data. We'll see it. First, let me bring the data. So from Power Query, I'll show you how to connect to Excel, how to bring the data. From Power Query, how to connect to SQL Server, how to bring the data. We'll see now. Now, I'm open Power Query. To bring the data, you need to use an option called, to extract the data, we need to use an option called new source, guys. I said that whenever you need to do any work, you need to choose the right GUI option. To extract the data, you need to use a GUI option called new source. Click on new source. From where I need to bring the data this time? Excel. You need to click on Excel. I want to bring the data from Oracle database. Do you have Oracle database here? Excel, SQL Server, analysis services, text file, website, OData, blank query. Where is Oracle here? You need to click on what? More. When I click on more, you can see what are the different data sources we can bring the data. Power Query can bring the data almost from any kind of data source, guys. It can even bring the Oracle. So you want to select Oracle database, click on connect. If you want to bring the data from MySQL database, click on MySQL, click on connect. That's it. For now, I need to bring the data from where? Excel. You can see hundreds of sources from where we can bring the data into Power BI. So now, for now, I want to bring the data from Excel. Click on Excel, click on connect. When I click on connect, it will ask, browse where the Excel file is located. My Excel file is located in my desktop backup folder, source files. I have the Excel files. You can choose any Excel file. You can click on open, guys. Select the Excel file, click on open. As soon as you click on open, what happens, guys? It will open that Excel file. It will show the list of tables in that Excel file. What Excel file will contain? Excel file will contain sheets or tables. How many sheets you have, it is showing. You want to go and select what tables you need for analysis. Select the tables. Once you select the tables, in the bottom you can find OK. As soon as you press OK, the tables will come to Power Query, guys. Press OK. See how simple you can bring the tables from Excel. Same way, my client is not only storing the data in the Excel, he is storing some data in SQL Server database. Now let me explain how to bring the data from SQL Server. I connected to Excel. What tables I need for reporting, I bought it. Same way I need to connect to SQL Server. What tables I need for reporting, I need to bring it again. How to bring it? How to bring the data from SQL Server? Again, new source. Whenever you need to bring the data from any data source, you need to just click on what? New source. This time the source is what? SQL Server. When I click on SQL Server, previously when I click on Excel file, it asks the file path. Now this time when I click on SQL Server, it asks what? Server name and database name. Who will provide the server names and database names to us? Companies will provide. When you join in the companies will provide that server names and database names to us. Companies will provide the server names and database names to us. Just I have some server name. Let me copy it. This is the server from where I need to bring the data. I'll give my server name and I want to give the database name also here. So, but database name, it is showing what? Optional. I will just press OK. Optional means you might skip it. Just press OK. When I press OK, it will open the server. It will show the list of databases in the server. That server contains how many databases? Means 5 databases. One SQL Server software will contains multiple databases in it. 5 databases are there. And a database will contains what? Tables. Tables are the place where what company will do? Store the data, right? So you want to analyze which database data. I want to analyze product database data. And what tables you need. You can select what tables data you need to analyze. I need to analyze customers data table, products data table, and sales data table. I selected only 3 tables. So when you connect to any data source, so might be data source will contain hundreds of tables. Do you want to bring all the 100 tables to Power Query? Means no. You want to bring the tables what you want for reporting purpose. Only the tables you need to bring it. For now, I want only these 3 tables. I selected them. You need to click on what? OK. As soon as you click on OK, the tables will come to Power Query. Whether it is any source, not only Excel and SQL Server, any source connecting to the source from Power Query, bringing the tables into the Power Query is a matter of 2 minutes, guys. I said that in the ETL, extracting the data is nothing. Loading the data is nothing. The major part in the ETL is what? Transforming the data. To connect to the source, to bring the data, it doesn't take time. To load the data into the Power Pivot, it doesn't take time. Only where it will take the time? To transform the data. Fine, guys. Once you bring the tables, you are good to go and transform the data in the tables. I can go to each table. I can transform my data. First of all, what I'll do is I will load the tables to Power Pivot now. We don't know what kind of transformations we need to do now. What I'll do is I bought some 3 tables from Excel. I bought some 3 tables from SQL Server. I'm not doing any transformation now intentionally. I load the 6 tables to Power Pivot. As my Power Pivot is a database, I said that Power Pivot is what, guys? It's a database. It can store all the 6 tables along with the data. Once after loading the 6 tables to Power Pivot, I'll create some visuals here. At the time of creating the visuals, I will explain what is the need of transformation. What is the need of transformation on the data, right? So if I go and directly transform the data, you don't understand what is the need of transformation. That is the reason I bought the tables. Now I load the tables into the Power Pivot. I'll create some visuals on the tables. At the time of creating the visuals, we'll discuss what is the need of transformation, and we'll go back to Power Query again and we will transform the data. So now, okay, to extract the data, you click on new source option, guys. You click on new source option, and to load the data, you need to click on close and apply option, guys. So to extract the data, you need to click on new source. To load the data, you need to click on close and apply. So when I click on close and apply, the 6 tables will be loaded to where? You bought 6 tables to Power Query. 6 tables will be loaded to where? Power Pivot software. Let me do that. Click on close and apply. When I click on close and apply, all the 6 tables will be loaded to Power Pivot. Let them load. So are you seeing the second window now? I closed the second window. So I opened Power Query Editor window, right? It got closed now. So you can see the 6 tables loaded into the Power Pivot here. We can see the 6 tables which was loaded into the Power Pivot. Okay, I'm seeing them here, and I can start creating the visuals, guys. On that 6 tables, I'll create some visuals. The first visual my client is asking to create is, there is one table called sales data table, and client is asking to show what is the total sales amount we have. There is a column called sales amount column. What is the total sales amount we are getting? I want to show in the visual. I want to just go and choose one visual here. I'm choosing one card visual. In the card visual, I want to show what is the total sales amount. Go to the sales data table, drag the sales amount column, guys. Just give 1 second. Drag the sales amount column. Just drag the sales amount column. What is the total sales we are doing? 3.11 million is the total sales. When I show total sales, my client is asking to show, can you show me each product wise how much sales amount you are getting? Okay, total sales is 3.11 million. Client is asking to show each product how much sales amount you are getting. To show each product wise sales, so there is a product name column in the product table. Product name column. We are selling multiple products. All the products we are getting 3.11 million. I want to show each product how much sales you are getting. So for now, let me keep it in the structured format like this. I want to go to product data table. I want to drag the product name column here. English product name. I want to drag the sales amount column. So when I drag the sales amount column, it will show each product how much sales you are getting. When I show this report to my client is asking that, okay, you are showing product wise sales correctly, but I want to see the product names in the uppercase case. What he is expecting to see is the product name text is there, right? The complete text he is expecting to see in the uppercase. I'm giving some basic example, guys. So the data in the SQL Server, you have a product table. In the products table, you have the product column in proper case. How the data in the product table? In the product table, the product name column, first character uppercase, remaining character lower cases. We call them as proper case. So the data in the source system, product name column in the proper case, but when the same product name when client is asking to show in the visual, how they are expecting here, product names completely in the uppercase. So that means this visual is incomplete, guys, now. So I'm showing in product name in the proper case, but client is expecting in uppercase. Same way, client is asking to show, okay, you are telling that total sales is 3.11 million. Each customer, how much sales they are doing? Client is asking to show. When I want to show each customer how much sales, in the customer data table, you'll have customer name column. Unfortunately, customer name column is there in 3 different columns. When I go here, I don't find any column with customer full name. You don't have customer full name. You have customer first name, customer middle name, customer last name. Client is asking to show customer name wise sales. I want to take one visual. Here, I want to show each customer how much sales they're doing. Each customer how much sales they're doing. You want to go to the customer data table and you need to drag first name column. You need to drag middle name column. You need to drag last name column. And finally, you need to drag the sales amount column, guys. Sales amount column. From the sales table, I want to drag sales amount column. So, okay, once after creating the visual, I'm telling that Arun J. Sharma is doing $87 of sales. So when I show this report to my client said that I don't want to see the data in 4 different columns. I want to see customer name and the sales amount. Now I am showing customer name in how many columns? 3 different columns. I don't want to see customer first name, middle name, and last name. I want to see customer full name and sales amount. Again, this visual is incomplete, guys. In my source, I have a customer table. In the customer table, I have customer name in 3 columns. But in the report, client is expecting to show customer full name. So sometimes when client provided the data to you in the source, it might be in one format. When client is asking to show the data in the reports, he might be expecting in another format. Now what you need to do? I'm not complete this report. So I want to go to Power Query. I need to do the transformation. Where you need to do the transformation? In Power Query software. Tell me how to go to Power Query now. I want to go to Power Query. I need to do the transformation. Go to Home tab. Click on Transform Data. At any time, if you want to go to Power Query software, just go to the Home tab. Click on Transform Data. When you click on Transform Data, you'll go to the Power Query and go to the table where you need to transform the data. First table is product data table. In the product data table, what I need to transform, guys? I need to convert the product name to what? Uppercase. Uppercase. So to convert the product name to uppercase, you need to identify what is the GUI option which will help me to convert this product name to uppercase. I said that in the Power Query, to do any transformation, you don't need to write any code. You want to do it using what? GUI option. You need to identify the right option. Out of hundreds of options in Power Query, in Home tab, you will have few GUI options. In the Transform tab, you will have options. In the Add Column tab, you will have options. Which option will help me to convert this product name to uppercase? You need to decide, guys. I know that in the Transform tab, under Format, I have uppercase, guys. I'm going to where? Transform tab, Format, uppercase. This uppercase option will help me to convert this text to what? Uppercase. Do you no need to write any code? Just click on uppercase. As soon as I click on uppercase, the complete text under that column got converted to uppercase. And fine, I'm done with transforming the data in the product data table. The next one is what? Customer data table. In the customer data table, what you need? I need to combine first name, middle name, last name to full name. How can you combine is with control button? Hold the control button in the keypad, select the first name column, middle name column and last name column. Once you select them, choose the right GUI option in Power Query. In Power Query, where do you have GUI option which will combine the 3 columns into one column? So go to Add Column. In the Add Column, you have a GUI option with the name what? Merge Columns. I know that this Merge Columns option will combine the 3 columns into one column. Just select the 3 columns, click on Merge Columns, guys. As soon as you click on Merge Columns, it will open a window where it is asking what is the separator you want between first name and middle name. What is the separator I want? Between middle name and last name, what is the separator I want? I want which separator, guys? Space. I can select space. What is the new column name? It will give a new column to you. What is the new column name you want? Customer full name. Customer full name. As soon as you press OK, it will derive a new column with the name what? Customer full name. John V. Yang. Right? Look at this. First name is John. Second name is V. Yang. Right? You got that in the output, guys. Once you are done with transforming the data, see, to transform the data, we don't need to write any code. You just need to understand what GUI options are there, which option will help us to transform the data, Once you are done with transforming the data in all the tables, I'll give the time for the questions, guys. Before I stop the class, I'll answer all the questions. I'll stop my class. Please make a note of your questions. And like this, we need to go to each table and we need to transform the data. When you go to the people's table, in the people's table, the first row is not data. The first row, each region have one salesperson. West region have one salesperson. East region have one salesperson. Central region have one salesperson. South region have one salesperson. So first row is not data. It is header. I want to move the first row to header. To move the first row to header, you need to identify what is the GUI option I have to move the first row to header. In the Home tab, you'll find Use First Row as Header. Use First Row as Header. As soon as I click on Use First Row as Header, my first row move to header. The same way in the returns table, the first row is not data. It is header. I want to move my first row to header. If you want to move the first row to header again, go to the Home tab, click on use first try setter. Every GUI option in the Power Query have its own functionality, guys. Every option, replace value have its own functionality. Group by GUI option have its own functionality. When you go and click on any GUI option here, it will do some specific work. It will do some specific work. So once you are done with transforming the data in all the tables, you can click on what? Close and apply. When you click on close and apply, it will load the transformed data in the 6 tables to Power Pivot, and you can show the data in the visuals, guys. Now we seen to extract the data only one option, to load the data only one option, remaining all other options for what purpose, guys? For transforming the data. Not only in the home tab, even in the transform tab also, options are for transforming the data. In the add column tab also for transforming the data. Now let me click on close and apply. All the tables will be loaded to Power Pivot, transform with transformed data. Now my product name will show in uppercase here. Product name is showing in what here this time? Uppercase. Okay, my client is satisfied with this visual. Here, instead of first name, middle name, last name, I need to show full name. Select this visual, go to the customers data table. You derived a new column called what? Customer full name. Drag it here, drag it here. Are you getting? Arun J Sharma? You got it here. Now I don't want first name, middle name, last name. I can remove it. I don't want first name, I don't want middle name, I don't want last name. Now I am able to show each customer what is the sales amount, full name. Like this, when client provided the data, when the data is in one format, bring the data to Power Query, transform the data however you need it, and load the data into the Power Pivot, show the data in the visuals, guys. Now, so when you click on GUI options, data is transforming, guys, right? So you are able to do the ETL work within clicks, but Microsoft kept lot of effort behind it. So behind every GUI option, a code will be written, guys. You are not writing any code. Behind every GUI option, a code will be written, guys. A code will be written. In which language they written that code is? M language, guys. So when you use the GUI option, the code behind that option will execute. I'll show you. Behind every GUI option, a code will be written. A code will be written, guys, by Microsoft. A code will be written by Microsoft. When you use the GUI option, when you use the GUI options, that code will execute. GUI options, that code will execute. Right? Okay, you are telling that behind every GUI option, Microsoft is writing the code. What code they are writing? Behind the GUI options, they written the code. They written the code in which language? Means M language. How you have C language, C++ language, Java language, Python language. Same way, in the IT field, we have one language with the name what? M language. M stands for what? Full form is mashup language. Mashup language. Microsoft is using this mashup language behind the GUI options. Behind the GUI options. So they will write M language code. Let me show you. In the customer data table, or else in the product data table, to convert the product name to uppercase, what I'm doing, I'm going to transform tab, format, click on uppercase. I'm telling that behind this uppercase GUI option, when I as soon as I click on it, a code will execute, guys. Code will execute. So that code in which language they're writing is mashup language. Let me show you. When I click on uppercase, it got written some code here. It got written some code. When you go and check it, it is using a function called what? Text dot upper. This text dot upper is which language function? M language function. So behind that upper, there is a code text dot upper. To that upper function, it is passing which column? Product name column. So that it is converting the product name to what? Uppercase. This is the code which is writing behind that option. Behind that option. So same way in the customer data table, I combined first name, middle name, last name. I selected control button, 3 columns, go to add columns, click on merge columns. As soon as I click on merge columns, in the backend it will write some code. Click on merge columns. What is the separator you want? Space. What is the column name you want? Customer full name column. As soon as I press OK, you'll get a new column, and it got written the code. What is the code it is writing? Text.combine. Text.combine is what? M language function. To that function, what are the columns they are passing? First name, middle name, last name. And what is the separator? Space. Are we writing this? No. Behind the geo option, Microsoft will write automatically. So when you go and change this code, look at this. When I, instead of space, I'm keeping comma. As soon as I keep comma, in the output you are getting what? Comma. Comma. Instead of space, you are getting comma. When you make any changes to this M language code, the output will change. So instead of comma, when I keep space here, what you will get? You'll get space, guys. So behind every geo option, a code will be written. When we use that option, it will be executed. And which language code the written is? It's one computer language like C and C++, a mashup language. And one question here is, do you need to learn mashup language? When you want to learn Power BI, do you need to learn mashup language? No, guys, you don't need to learn. Rather than going and learning mashup language, so you can go and learn Java, no problem. So you no need to learn about mashup language. It's a programming language, you no need to learn it. Only you need to learn it in the Power Query. What are the different GUI options you have? And when to use which option, how to use them. So 15 hours of time, extensively, we will discuss what are the different GUI options you have in the Power Query and how to use that options, when to use that options, when to use these options. So one thing I want to tell you here is 99% of our requirement, ETL requirement, 99% of the ETL requirement we can achieve with GUI options itself, guys. We can achieve with GUI options itself. Very rarely we might need to write M language code. Where we need to write the M language code, how to write the M language code, I'll discuss. And majority of our ETL requirements we can achieve with GUI options itself, guys. Believe me, it's a powerful software. Power Query is a powerful software where you can do any sort of ETL work. I came from Informatica background. I started my career with Informatica. Informatica is also a ETL software. So whatever ETL activities you can perform there, you can perform all sort of ETL activities in the Power Query with clicks, guys. Even joining the two tables in the Power Query is just a clicks. In the ETL software, to join the two tables, it might take time. Let's take an example. I have EMP table and DEPT table here. To join the two tables into one table in the Power Query, in ETL tools, joining the tables is also one of the ETL activity. You will understand. You will understand. To join these two tables, EMP table and DEPT table in Power Query, with clicks you can join it. Go to the Home tab. To join the tables, you need to click on Merge Queries. Click on Merge Queries as new. I want to join EMP table with DEPT table based on a common column called department number column, and you want to go and select join type. I want left outer join output. Just press OK. As soon as you press OK, you'll get a new table which contains columns from both EMP table and DEPT table. You'll find all the columns from EMP table. When you expand it, you can choose what columns you want from DEPT table. Press OK. Look at this. To join the two tables into one table with few clicks within seconds, less than 10 seconds, I join the two tables, guys. Like this, to perform any ETL activity in Power Query, you just need to know what is the right GUI option. Just you need to know how to use it. How to use it. We will extensively discuss Power Query for 15 hours of time. We'll see how to do the ETL in this 15 hours of time. This is all about Power Query. Now, once you are done with all your work in the Power Query, the last step is what? Close and apply. To load the tables into the PowerPoint. We've seen how to extract the data using new source, how to transform the data using geo options, how to load the data using close and apply. Once you load the data into the Power Pivot, as my Power Pivot is a database, it can store all the tables along with the data. Tomorrow's class, I'll explain complete overview of Power Pivot. Today we understand Power Query, right? Tomorrow's class, we'll discuss overview of Power Pivot software. Let me write here. Overview of, tomorrow is third class, guys. In the third class, we'll try to understand, tomorrow is class 3. In the class 3, the agenda for class 3 is, we'll try to understand a complete overview of Power Pivot software. Power Pivot is one of the important software. So for a building, how the base is important. For a reporting project, OLAP is that much important. We'll discuss about Power Pivot in tomorrow's class. I'll stop here for today. Just 1 second, guys.